Hi guys, welcome back. So I'm going to react live to the World Cup 2023 draw. Very excited. I have not seen it, so this is my live reaction. The actual draw was made a few hours ago, but I've resisted looking at it, and I just want to give you exactly what I think off the bat, just because I think it's going to be fun. So forgive me if I'm pausing a little bit, looking up a few things. But here we go. Okay, scroll down. Pool A. New Zealand. Who are they? France. Fantastic. This is exactly the most exciting draw straight away. New Zealand, France, such exciting teams. The way France are playing, they're really going places. It's in France, and to have, and I imagine, I'm guessing the first game is obviously going to be France versus somebody. I don't know, is it going to be France versus New Zealand? Probably not, but that's going to be amazing. At home, France, New Zealand, wow. Just phenomenal. Then Italy, Port Italy. Oh my god, that is literally the worst two they could have pulled out. France and New Zealand. Ouch. Then America's qualifier and Africa qualifier. I've got the permutations here. Probably USA, America's, and Namibia. Okay, so USA, Namibia. Yeah, could be close, could be close. Italy, USA. That could be pretty good. Yeah, like that. Good pool, really good pool. What a great start. But New Zealand and France, wow, wow, wow. Those two are going to go through, aren't they? Surely they're going to go through. I can't see anyone getting close to those two. Great news for France. Plus that means they won't be playing New Zealand in their next game, whatever happens. So great draw for France. You know, even if they don't beat New Zealand, they're going to go through and not face New Zealand. I always say that's a good thing. Okay, Pool B, South Africa, Ireland. Ouch! Oh my god. Okay, Ireland have a bit of a hoodoo with the World Cup, and you know they haven't gone through to a semi-final yet. It's always more likely to get to a semi-final if you get first place in your pool. But South Africa, current world champions. Ouch! And then Scotland. Well, okay. I mean Scotland, yeah, they absolutely could create an upset, but we saw in the most recent match that Ireland do have the physical edge over them at the moment. Obviously there's years to go in that, but Scotland will see that as a chance. Could be worse for them. They could be in with Pool A in France, and I'm not looking at the ones below. Then Asia Pacific qualifier and Europe qualifier. Okay, let's have a quick look. Asia Pacific. Okay, could be Europe, Georgia, possibly. Asia Pacific, Tonga, Georgia. Let's see how that would look out. Tonga, Georgia, Tonga, yeah, Tonga might fancy Scotland. Georgia have kind of shown maybe they haven't quite got it, but they'll all be gunning for Scotland there, maybe Ireland, so, and possibly Scotland will be gunning for Ireland, but, you know, Ireland, South Africa, the favourites to go through. South Africa, good draw for them, I think. They'll be very happy with that. Irish fans, Scottish fans, let me know what you think there. That's toughy. Okay. Pool C, Wales, Australia, Fiji. Yes, it's brilliant. Fantastic. Three very exciting teams. And that's tough. I mean, Fiji are the one third tier team, their third string of teams that I think could really go places in this World Cup. They threatened in 2019. It didn't quite work for them. They're getting closer. Their players are all, well, pretty much all fully professional with some island-based players. But that's going to be tough. Fiji, Wales. Oof. I mean, Wales had lucked out in a way by getting the old ranking, so they were tier 1, but out of the tier 2 teams to draw, Australia's the worst. Australia is absolutely the worst they could have drawn. Wales, Australia, yeah, that's not good. That's not a good group for any of those three. Europe qualifier, so I think that's either Georgia or probably Russia. And then another qualifier, which may be, who's like the last qualifier, would probably be Canada maybe. So the last two there maybe not figure quite so much, but Wales, Australia, Fiji, that looks like the group of death at the moment. Can Fiji beat one of those two and get through to a quarterfinal? Love that pool. So that means England, Japan, Argentina. Okay. That's one of the best. That's, you know, one of the best draws they could have had. Argentina, obviously the toughie there. England would have preferred Italy or Scotland probably, but they have done very well against Argentina in the past. Yeah, and Japan, we know what they can do. No one's going to be, you know, taking them for lightly, taking them for granted. What am I trying to say? So they'll be a known quantity, but that's very exciting. But I think they'd have taken Japan and Argentina, you know, if they were to choose. They'd say that's fine. It's definitely over Australia and Fiji, that's for sure, and France. I mean, France, Australia, they're the ones to avoid for England, so that's good. Oceania qualifier could be Samoa. England played Samoa in World Cups before, that could be interesting. America's qualifier could be USA, could be, who else could that be? Uruguay potentially. England have played Uruguay before as well, so yeah, okay, so straight in, good groups. Pool A is the exciting group for the New Zealand-France matchup, but I think those two go through easily. Pool B and C, that's where the interest is going to be on who goes through. Pool C is looking like the group of death to me, because Wales, Australia, Fiji could be fairly close actually. Oh man, I don't know who the favourite to go through is there. I mean, Wales and Australia are the two favourites, but Fiji, you've got to feel it's coming at some point. One of those two might get beaten. Okay, I'm going to cut away in a minute and then just come back with what I think the potential quarterfinals might be, and we'll have a look at those. Okay, so just looked it up. It looks like A and B's, C and D's playing each other. So I'm pretty sure this is right, even though I'm doing it on the fly. So New Zealand, let's say they win the Pool A, or maybe France win Pool A. They would play the runners-up of Pool B, so either New Zealand or France versus Ireland. So if Ireland go through second, whoever they play from Pool A, they're going to be second favourites. Again, this is not looking great for Ireland to get to that semi-final, whoever it is, New Zealand or France. Then we could have France, South Africa, or New Zealand, France. Fantastic, brilliant. Love those matchups there. Someone big's going to go home, aren't they? I mean, one of New Zealand, South Africa and France are definitely going to go home. And Ireland, crikey, they're going to have to beat either New Zealand or France to get through to that elusive semi-final. Does not look like the draw for them. Let me know how you think those matchups are going to go. Wow, New Zealand, South Africa, that would be a really cool quarterfinal. Then, okay, let's say England win Pool D, they'd play the runners-up in Pool C. Crikey, could we have another England-Wales? Wow, that would be amazing. Or maybe an England-Australia or an England-Fiji. Any of those three matchups would be fantastic. I mean, face each other plenty in World Cups as well. And then second place, whoever wins Pool C would have potentially the slightly easier draw potentially there. Let's say Wales won, they'd get, say, Japan or maybe Argentina. Australia, Japan, Australia, Argentina. Yeah, I mean, Argentina are very good, but I don't know, not in World Cups, they've been okay. But yeah, I think that's definitely, there's some easier matches there potentially. I think that's the side of the draw to be on, C's and D's. I think they'll fancy their chances, whoever makes it through the pools. But yeah, A's and B's, that is tough. Ireland on the wrong side there. Wales, Australia, England, Japan, Fiji, Argentina will all feel they're in with a decent crack at that one. Brilliant. Okay, anyway guys, I'll leave it there, those potential quarterfinals. That was my live reaction to the draw, so I didn't make anything up, honest, you have to believe me there. Please let me know what you thought of that draw. Where's the pool of death? I'm saying C. Where's the most exciting pool? Well, if it's not C, then probably A with the hosts. Where's the toughest half of the draw? Well, I think it's A and B. England, I think they've got a good group there, actually. So anyway, let me know what you think. Love to know, and I will see you next time.